Very good morning, dear students. We are reading Rattrap and we are on page number 33 of your textbook Flamingo. In the previous lecture, we discussed that the headmaster's daughter, L11 Manson, along with her uh, valet, came to persuade the Rattrap seller who was sitting near the forge. When they came, they managed to persuade him to spend a Christmas night with them, as he was dressed in rags. He was dressed in rags, and they offered him a fur coat, and the Rattrap seller accepted it and put it on. But they were when they were on their way to Manor House, and what happened after this, let's read. But while he was riding up to the manor house, he had evil forebodings. When they were on their way, they were riding up to the manor house, some evil thing started to develop in his heart of hearts. He had some strong evil feelings that something bad is going to happen with him soon. उसे लगा कि उसके साथ कोई बुरी चीज होने वाली है. And he talks to himself. And uh, what he says, why the devil did I take that fellow's money? Now I am stuck in the trap and will never get out of it. He thinks of himself, he talks to himself, he castigates his own personality, that he has done wrong to the fellow who had given him shelter for night. He had stolen him his money, and because of that stolen money, he is now sting in the trap, and it looks that he will never get out of it. वो अपने आप को लानत मलामत कर रहा है कि बहुत बुरी बात हुई कि उसने उस बंदे के पैसे चुराए, उसके रुपए चुराए, जिसने उसको राहत के लिए जगह दी थी. अब वो एक फंदे में, एक नेट में बैठ चुका है. अब इस नेट से, उस नेट को तोड़कर इसका बाहर आना अब मुश्किल है. The next day was Christmas Eve, and when the headmaster came into the dining room for the breakfast, he probably thought with satisfaction of his old regimental comrade, whom he had run across so unexpectedly. The next day was the Christmas Eve. दूसरे दिन क्रिसमस की आमद थी, and headmaster was very happy, and he came into the dining room for breakfast, and he was probably thinking, he was satisfied that he is going to meet his regimental comrade, his companion, his colleague, who had worked with him in a regiment, but and he had run across him so unexpectedly. It was by chance that he had met him. वो सोच रहा था कि जब वो अपने डाइनिंग रूम में जा रहा था ब्रेकफास्ट के लिए, नाश्ते के लिए, और उससे बड़ा वो मुतमईन था कि वो अपने इस दोस्त के साथ, एक कुलीग के साथ अब मिल रहा है, जिसे वो इत्तेफाकी तौर पर जिसे वो मिला. First of all, we must see to it that he gets a little flesh on his bones, he said to his daughter, who was busy at the table. And then we must see that he gets something else to do than to run around the country selling rat traps. In this paragraph shows that the ironmaster was thinking good for the future of the rat trap seller, because he has taken him as his comrade, as his friend, and he thinks that first he would ensure that if he had uh, if he gets healthy, if he gets pleased, if the wrinkles of this his poverty had somewhat diluted on his face, उसने सोचा कि पहले मैं ये चीज़ देखूं कि उससे कुछ ताजगी उसके जिस्म और जान में आ चुकी है, उसकी जो परेशानियां की वो लकीरें हैं क्या वो मिट चुकी हैं, इस चीज़ को वो पहले इंश्योर करना चाहता था। और अपनी बेटी से उसने कहा जो खाना पकाने में मसरूफ़ थी, and then we must see he gets something else than to do run around the country selling rat traps. And he was thinking that to give him a, a very good job, a respectable job, than to run around the country selling rat traps, because it was not a pleasant job, it was not the job of a gentleman, it was not the job of respect. He should give up this job, and because of them he should get a very decent and respectable job. This was the thinking of the आयरन मास्टर, यानी आयरन मास्टर बिल्कुल बेहतरी उसकी फ्यूचर के लिए भी बेहतरी सोचता था, रेड ट्रैप सेलर की फ्यूचर के लिए भी, उसके मुस्तकबिल के लिए भी, कि वो अच्छी ज़िंदगी और रेस्पेक्टेबल ज़िंदगी बसर करें. Now it is we are on page number 39 now. It is clear that things have gone downhill with him as badly as that, said the daughter. Last night I did not think there was anything about him to show that he had once been an educated man. Now the daughter responded. What she says that it is very surprised that the things have gone downhill to him. The things had changed for him very, very badly. The winds are not going in his favor. Everything goes against him, and he's struck with a bad luck. वो किस्मत का मारा शख्स है, हर एक चीज़ उसके मुखालिफ ही जा रही है. तो वो चीज़ कह रही है उसकी डॉटर. Last night I did not think there was anything about him to show that he had once been an educated man. When last night when she met her, when she bring her from the forge, and there was nothing to persuade her, to remind her that once he was an educated man, he was a decent man, once he was doing a very decent job. यानी उस लड़की के लिए कुछ भी नहीं था कि वो इस रेड ट्रैप सेलर को समझाए कि किसी ज़माने में वो भी एजुकेटेड इंसान था, वो भी लिखा पढ़ा था, वो भी इज़्ज़त वाला शख्स था, उसके पास भी इज़्ज़त की रोज़ी रोटी थी. वो इस यानी वो चीज़ समझाने के लिए, याद दिलाने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं था. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था, शायद इसलिए कि he has forgotten his past. and he was in a tribe of his uh, he was in a tribe of his present, and his present was very unfortunate. It was very miserable. You must have you must have patience, my little girl, said the father. But father said, my little daughter, be patient. Don't be so emotional. As soon as he gets clean and dressed up, you will see something different. When he will gets neat and clean, when he uh, when he go for a bath, and when he put on new clothes, the things will change for him. जब वो नहाएगा, अपने आप को साफ सुथरा बनाएगा, जब वो नए कपड़े पहनेगा, तो उसकी दुनिया तब्दील हो जाएगी. लास्ट नाइट ही वॉज नेचुरली एम्बरेस्ड. और जो पिछली रात थी वो बिल्कुल एम्बरेस्ड मीन्स ही वॉज वरीड. The tramp manners will fall away from him with the tramp clothes. And as soon as he put away the tramp clothes, the dirty clothes, the miserable clothes, and the tramp manners or the bad manners will always get vanished. जो उसके जो बुरे अखलाक थे, या जो नापसंदीदा उसका ये चलना, बात करना, उठना बैठना था, वो उसी वक्त दूर हो जाएगा. वो उसी वक्त वो शख्स उसे छुटकारा पाएगा जब वो अच्छी तरह से नहाएगा, जब वो अच्छे कपड़े पहनेगा, तब तमाम चीज़ें उसके लिए दुरुस्त हो जाएंगी, सही हो जाएंगी. Just as he said this, the door opened and the stranger entered. As the father and the daughter were discussing, they were putting their views regarding the well-being of the Rattrap seller. The door opened and the figures of the stranger were visible. They were before them. The stranger was in front of them. Yes, now he was truly clean and well dressed, and he was no more dressed in rags. He was no more looking dirty and filthy. He was now a neat and clean person. His dress was decent. The valet had bathed him. The male servant had bathed him. He has cut his hair. He had shaved him. Moreover, he was dressed in a good-looking suit of clothes which belonged to the ironmaster, and he has given him a neat and clean suit of ironmaster, and the Rattrap seller had put it on. He wore a white shirt and a starched collar and a whole shoes. And the shirt he had put on was of white color, and its collars were starched, it means definite collars. And he has put on the shoes which were very fashionable. Starched collars means वो कॉलर जो बिल्कुल खड़े खड़े होते हैं, स्टेफनेट कॉलर्स होते हैं. एंड होल शूज़ मीन्स वो फैशनेबल शूज़ उसने पहन रखे थे. जब वो उसने दरवाज़ा खोला और नमूदार हो गया आयरन मास्टर और उसकी बेटी के सामने. बट ऑल्दो हिज गेस्ट वॉज नाउ so well groomed, the ironmaster did not seem pleased. Now everything was open. The guest was no more dirty. He was no more embarrassed. He was pleased. He was well dressed, well groomed. But the ironmaster was not satisfied. He was not pleased. Why he was not pleased? There was a reason. यानी एक दफ़ा तो इस मौके पर तो जो एरन मास्टर और इसकी डॉटर जो थी, जो चीज़ें वो कह रही थी वही हो गई। वो कह रहे थे कि जो रैट्रैप सेलर है, जब वो नए कपड़े पहनेगा, अपनी गंदगी को दूर करेगा, एक सही इंसानी सूरत में सामने आ जाएगा, उसकी परेशानियां दूर हो जाएंगी। हुआ तो वही था, लेकिन ऐसा होना चाहिए था कि आयरन मास्टर को अब ज़्यादा खुश होना चाहिए था, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं हुआ। लेकिन इसके पीछे भी एक रीज़न है। लुक एट हिम विद अ पकर्ड ब्रो। वो उसकी तरफ देख रहा था विद अ पकर्ड ब्रो। पकर्ड ब्रो मीन्स अ फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन indicating displeasure. Means he was looking at him with his displeased look. He was much displeased. He was not satisfied. He was frowning. He was scowling. उसने मुंह चढ़ाया था, उसने तेवरी चढ़ाई थी. And it was easy to understand that when he had seen the strange fellow in a certain reflection from the furnace, he might have made a mistake. And why it was so? Why it was displayed? Why he was displeased? He has mistakenly taken the Rattrap seller as his comrade, and he was a different man. It was easy to understand that when he had seen the strange fellow in a certain reflection from the furnace, he might have made a mistake, but that now, when he stood here in a broad daylight, it was impossible to mistake him for an old acquaintance. जब उसने उसको फौज के सामने देखा, इस धुंधली लाइट में देखा था, तो उसने इसे एक पुराने जानकार की सूरत में ले लिया था, एक रेजिमेंटल मैन की तरफ की हैसियत से उसको उसने पहचान लिया था. लेकिन जब उसने अब सूरज की रोशनी में उसको देखा, अच्छी रोशनी में उसे देखा, तो ऐसा बिल्कुल अब ये आया था कि वो शख्स नहीं था जो उसने जिसका उसने तस्वुर किया था, जिसके बारे में उसने सोच लिया था वो ये हो सकता है. What does this mean? He thundered. Now he roared. In his high tone of voice. What does this mean? The stranger made no attempt to dissimulate. Now, the stranger, he was clear. He was not acting as a fake personality. Dissimulate means the act of faking your true feelings. He was now not hiding his feelings, not hiding his personality, not hiding what he actually was, means dissimulate. He saw at once that the splendor had come to an end. जो उसकी चाल थी, जो उसकी शान शौकत थी, जो ये शो था, now it has come to an end. ये ड्रामा अब अपने इख्तिताम को पहुंच चुका था, पहुंचने वाला था. It's not my fault, sir, he said. But still he responded. उसने कहा कि जो ये सूरत हाल पैदा हुई, there is no fault of mine. मेरा इसमें कोई दोष नहीं है. I never pretended to be anything but a trader. It was not because I pretending to be I pretended to be anyone that I was not. यानी मैंने अपने आप को वो पेश करने की कोशिश नहीं की जो मैं नहीं था. But you have mistakenly taken me as your acquaintance. But you आपने गलती की मुझे अपना पुराना दोस्त समझकर. I was a poor trader and pleaded and begged to be allowed to stay in the forge, and that was not enough. I appealed you that you should not disturb me, you should allow me to stay in the forge. I was confronting with my own luck, and you disturbed me. But no harm has been done. मगर अभी भी मेरे यहाँ आने से आपको कोई तकलीफ नहीं पहुंची. At worst, I cannot put on. At worst, I can put on my rags again and go away. मैं अभी आपके जो आपने मुझे कपड़े दे दिए उनको बाहर निकाल लेता हूँ. मैं अपने इन पुराने फटे कपड़ों को फिर पहन लूँगा, रैग्स को फिर पहन लूँगा और यहाँ से चला जाऊँगा. बस यही मैं कर सकता हूँ. Well, said the headmaster, hesitating a little. It was not quite honest either, you must admit that, and I should not be surprised if the sheriff would like to have something to say in the matter. लेकिन हेडमास्टर ने कहा, hesitating a little, उसने कुछ हिचकिचाहट दिखाई ये कहने में. It was not quite honest either. मैं आपकी ईमानदारी से फिर भी सहमत नहीं हूँ. You must admit that. I should not be surprised if the sheriff would like to have something to say in the matter. The sheriff is coming soon. Sheriff is a judicial personality. Sheriff is an important official of a shire or county who is charged primarily with judicial powers. शरीफ जो है एक काउंटी या एक शहर में एक ऑफिशियल होता है जिसको जुडिशल पावर्स दे गए हों. वो भी दावत पे आने वाला था. उसने कहा कि वो भी उससे भी मैं ये बता दूं ताकि वो भी उस बारे में कुछ कहे. द ट्राइम्फ took a step forward and struck the table with his fist. जो फुट ट्रैवलर था, ट्रैम्पमैन इज फुट ट्रैवलर, उसने कुछ कदम आगे उसने बढ़ाए और अपने मुट्ठी से इसको टेबल को मारा और उसने कहा, नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू मिस्टर आयरन मास्टर हाउ थिंग्स आर. ही सेड, आयरन मास्टर अब मैं बता दूंगा कि कैसे सूरत हाल होने जा रही है. द होल वर्ल्ड इज़ नथिंग बट अ बिग रैट ट्रैप. जो ये पूरी दुनिया है एक रैट ट्रैप की तरह है. All the good things that are offered to you are nothing but a cheese, rinds and bits of pork. जो भी दुनिया में अच्छी चीज़ें हैं आप देखते हैं ये कुछ भी नहीं है बल्कि ये चीज़ के टुकड़े हैं और छोटे छोटे टुकड़े पोक के हैं. Set out to drag a poor fellow into trouble. उनको इस तरीके से सेट किया जाता है कि गरीब लोगों को इसमें फंसाया जाता है ताकि वो मुश्किल में पड़ जाएं. एंड इफ़ द शरीफ कम्स नाउ एंड locks me up for this, then you, Mr. Iron Master, must remember that a day may come when you yourself may want to get into a big piece of pork, and then you will get caught in the trap. और आयरन मास्टर अगर शरीफ आएगा, अगर जुडिशल ऑफिसर आएगा और मुझे सज़ा देगा, मुझे जेल में डालेगा, लेकिन याद रखना एक दिन आएगा मेरी तरह आप भी इसी पोक के इस पीस में बेट में फंस जाओगे और इसी फंदे में आप फंस जाओगे जिस तरह मैं आज आपके फंदे में फंस गया और आप भी वहाँ बाहर नहीं आओगे. थैंक यू वेरी मच. दिस इज़ एनफ फॉर टुडे.